Hellos to you students of mathematical studies. Today we're going to talk about E. So what's E? Well, E's a number. That's what it is, all right? So what about E, all right? Well, this number was discovered back in the 1600s, all right? And like other mathematicians was doing work and they were kind of getting close to it, and they're like, there's this thing and all that. But the first guy who was really like, yeah, I think I know what this thing is. His name was Jacob Bernoulli, all right? So but Bernoulli, he did his problem. We're going to look at that problem, but he didn't name this number. He was talking about it, right? So why did it get called E, So Leibniz, in the 1600s, he wrote about it. He was calling it B, and then, everyone was talking about A. A, because quadratics, so you're ax squared plus bx plus c. Pythagoras, so you're a squared, b squared, c squared, that whole thing, But so why is it called E? And the reason is on account it was named by this guy called Leonhard Euler, all right? So, and that was in 1731. It's kind of wacky because it was back in 1783 when Bernoulli's like, here's what it is, But it wasn't until almost 50 years later, Euler's like, yeah, I see you E, So some people's is why Euler call it E? And some people even call it Euler's number, But and they're he just named after himself because Euler's name, spelled like that. But that's not it. What Euler was thinking, he didn't write about this hey, here's why I called it E. But most people it's okay, so you got A and then comes B, right? But think about the vowels, man. Then you got A, then you got E. Well, we're there. What comes next? I. That's right. Guess who named I? Leonhard frickin' Euler, So think about him. You look at the mathematical papers written in the 1700s. You look at all them papers in the 1700s. Half is by Euler, all right? Basically, you do it in math. You do it because that's how Euler did it. He's that guy, He did things this way and this way and this way, and that's kind of how it goes, He's an amazing dude. Here's something else about Euler. Everybody knows that Beethoven, he went deaf, and then he was still composing music when he couldn't hear it, right? Euler went blind, and he's still doing crazy maths, how you hey, look at the graph, and he's I can't, but he figures it all out. This guy's crazy smart, It's ridiculous. So anyway, so he needs this number E. It's great. All right. So what is E? All right. Well, the thing is, Bernoulli was from Switzerland, right? And what do you know about Switzerland? What are they famous for, right? Cheese, right? Okay. So right, yeah. Okay. So what else though? Cocoa, yeah, Swiss Miss, you're right, yeah. Skiing, that's good, yeah, they got that, right, yeah. The watches and the clocks, you betches, yep. But there's one more thing. Yes, right, banks. Right, so we're going to do a really simple problem, all right? Because Bernoulli's problem was this. And you're dude, that's Latin, right? And if you look real close, they ain't even any numbers in it or nothing. So to do this problem, we're going to make it real simple, right? We're going to get one guy, and, this ain't going to be like Switzerland because they ain't going to be hey, I got my Swiss franc, so it's going to have $1. We're going to make it like America, okay? So he's got $1, all right? And he's going to be hey, I got this $1, I want to put it in the bank. And the banks is going to be because we're making the problem simple, so this ain't realistic, but it's simple. They'll be hey, dude, come to our bank. We're paying 100% interest. So you give us $1 right now. In a year, we'll give you $2. So, And the other bank across the street's hey, dude, bring your money over here because, we're going to give you 100% interest and all that. So, you can't pay, 100%, right? So what happens is one of the wise guys at one of the banks goes, hey, I got an idea. Bring your money over here. We'll give you 100% interest just like the other bank. But here, they're going to pay you your interest at the end of the year. We're going to pay your interest twice, once after 6 months and then again at the end of the year. So here's what happens. You take that 100% because you're going to pay it halfway. You just cut it in half. You pay 50%, right? So at the end of half a year, you got $1.50, right? Then you got that $1.50, earn 100% for half a year. So that's going to be 50%, you know what I'm saying? So that's going to be 75 cents. So what happens is you put in $1, then they add 50 cents, then they add 75 cents. So at the end of the year, what do you get? It's right, 225, right? So now across the street, the other bank's like, how come nobody's bringing us their dollars? We're paying 100%. They're like, oh, because we's only compounding once a year. The other bank's compounding twice a year. So you're like, okay, what's better than 2? You know? 3, all right? So we're going to compound 3 times a year. And the other guy's like, all right, then I'm going to compound 4 times a year. And the other guy's like 5 and then 6. So what's going to happen? Let's look at 3, all right? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take that 100%. We're going to make it into 133%. Like what we're going to do is going to divide it in 3 parts, really. It's 33%. But you're going to be multiplying 1.33 to the third. And we're going to do a little different math on this one. We're going to go 4 thirds, because that's going to be 1 1/3, 4 thirds. And we're going to raise that to the third power. And everybody knows what 4 to the third power is 64. It's easy, right? What's 3 to the third power is 27. So now you want to go bippity bip with your bit bapper and go find out what is 64 over 27, you know? So you figure that out. When you do that, you're going to be like, dude, that's more than 225, you know? And then your banks can be like, all right, I'm going to do 1.25 to the fourth. And then you can do like 1.2 to the fifth. Or you could do like 1.67 to the sixth. You see what I'm doing here? You got to see what I'm doing, all right? Forget about 1.7. It's too hard. 1.1428, some stuff to the 7. Find out what that is. 1/8 is easy. It's 1.125. So 1.125 to the 8th. 1.1111 to the 9th. Try that. 1.1 to the 10th. 1.090909 to the 11th. See what I'm doing here? 1.083333 to the 12th. You have fun. You do this. You do like 1.05 to the 20th. 1.04 to the 75th. 1.02. Wait, does that make any sense? I get that to the 25th. 1.04 to the 25th. 1.02 to the 50th. 1.01 to the 100th. 1.005 to the 200th. You know what I'm saying? You do that. That's your assignment. You put that stuff in a calculator and you find out what's it getting to. Because we're getting to an idea. It's called the limit. All right, so what's the limit? All right, so here's the idea. You got $1 to put in the bank. What's the most that $1 could turn into at 100% interest if the compounding periods go off crazy? Now, the funny thing about this is you're thinking that there's a guy back there in the bank, like, it's so hard to do this now because now I got to do the math for all these accounts every freaking second, man. I'm working so hard, I got writer's cramp, right? Turns out there's some really easy math with this, but you got to understand this number, E. So that's what it is. It's the limit of this thing as you take 100% and break it into smaller and smaller parts and then raise that sum, 1 plus some small part, to that power, you know? So the base is going down, but the power is going up, and at some point you hit this limit. You hit this wall. You hit this wall. Get what I'm saying? Don't do that. It hurt your hand. But you get what I'm saying. So do the homework. You turn it in. You do the thing with E. It's going out. It's a lesson for Tuesday, May 5th. It's the day of the meetings. Hope you had a good time the meeting. You know, maybe you're a go-getter. You're watching this before the meeting. Like, I wonder what the meeting's going to be. It's going to be awesome. Everything's awesome. You're awesome. So have a good time. I'm going to say over and out. Have fun finding E. Bye-bye.